Welcome back to a mighty comparison, where we compare the largest aircraft ever to fly passengers, the ginormous Airbus A380 versus Boeing's legendary 747. Before these titans go head to head, let's have a look at the interesting birth of these aircraft. The Boeing 747 is an aircraft that needs no introduction. Since its birth back in the 70s, with its high capacity and range, the 747 opened up a new era of global connectivity. Boeing dominated the large wide-body market for decades to come. However, in 1996, newly established European rival Airbus set their sights on developing an even larger aircraft, matching faster than ever growing air travel that would challenge Boeing's position in the large wide-body front. Eventually, following studies on all different possible aircraft designs, Airbus launched a $13 billion gamble and laid down the gauntlet for Boeing, incorporating a new double-deck design never seen before, as well as new technologies. The aircraft was bigger, more efficient, and flew further than 747. Initially, Boeing planned upgraded 747 variants to combat the A380. It all seemed the market is set, but Boeing quickly made huge announcements that would shock the world. They claimed the world didn't need a large aircraft, but rather more efficient aircraft with smaller capacity, bypassing major hubs, allowing people to be transported directly to their final destinations. Despite this setting off on ambition, Airbus proceeded with the development of their largest aircraft yet. Boeing proceeded with their new business model and developed what they believe was the future of air travel, the 787. However, following customer demands, Boeing eventually launched their new upgraded 747 with technologies developed for the new 787. And so, with the complicated birth of these two aircraft out of the way, here's a quick shout out to the new Airplane Productions Instagram page. Follow the Airplane Productions there for some great quick aviation content and the latest developments in the aviation industry via the story feature. Right, let's kickstart this epic one. Starting with performance, it's one up to the A380, with the aircraft flying 8,000 nautical miles easily. 747-8 comes close to the A380 when it comes to performance, with range of 7,730 nautical miles. However, the difference in capacity can clearly be seen when comparing both. Thanks to its full-length upper deck, the A380 can carry 550 passengers in a luxurious 3-class cabin. This compares to only 410 for the 747-8. All in all, the A380 has the highest performance of any aircraft. And part of this is down to the engines. A380 is powered by either Rolls-Royce Trent 900 or Engine Alliance GP 7200 engines. Both produce 74,000 pounds of thrust, having to shift 575 tons of aircraft. The 747-8 has engines from 787, though are derated to 66,500 pounds of thrust each. However, while less powerful, these engines have newer technologies with larger fans made of new lighter materials. The result? Lower noise levels and, more importantly, lower fuel burn, which brings us on to efficiency. Both of these aircraft are the largest and heaviest ever to fly. However, taking a look at the airplane production's charts of efficiency, the lighter Dash 8 burns 20% less fuel per trip than the A380, though the larger A380 carrying more passengers burns around 2% less fuel per seat than the 747 when both are configured in a similar 3-class layout. Looking at the exact figures, we can clearly see why new, more fuel-efficient twin jets are the preferred aircraft by airlines, as a Boeing 787 flying the same route has nearly 8% lower fuel burn per seat than both, not to mention way lower fuel burn per trip by nearly 40%. All in all, the 747-8 burns less fuel per trip while A380 burns less fuel per seat, though neither match the economics of new next-generation twins. That said, no twin jets offer cabins as vast and luxurious as what we see here, though in terms of outright luxury, which wins out? Well, the 747-8 features the Boeing Sky interior inspired by 787, from the new mode lighting to curved overhead bins. This all helps make the already huge cabin feel even more spacious. That said, in terms of space, nothing comes close to the A380, with a cabin measuring 6.58 meters wide on the main deck. 747-8 cabin measures 6.1 meters on the main deck, so not exactly small either. Both typically seats 10 abreast in economy, so the wider cabin of A380 allows for seats up to 1.5 inches wider, at 18.5 inches compared to 17 inches for 747. However, the A380 is also available with a new 11 abreast economy configuration that still gives passengers an 18-inch seat. As part of the cabin upgrades, the old stylish grand staircase at the front has been replaced by a smaller one, while the rare spiral stairs are swapped out for more galley space and a more conventional design. Still, this does increase the floor space from an already impressive 450 square meters. With its full-length upper deck, it allows airlines to fit more luxurious seats up front, while leaving more space for more economy seats on the main deck. Airlines can equip their A380 with spas and showers, and even bars not found on other aircraft. The A380 has lower cabin altitude at 6,000 feet and a quieter cabin than 747, with bigger overhead bins and higher ceilings. Both feature IFE, though the system on A380 is just that little bit more advanced, with faster wireless as standard. All in all, the A380 has the best cabin that no other aircraft can match in the skies. In terms of advantages and disadvantages, the A380 is the largest and most capable out there. It has also become a favorite amongst passengers. More airlines can fully benefit from its high capacity for popular routes. It's a similar story for the 747, which while still smaller offers higher capacity for slot-constrained hub destinations. However, the big issue is that these routes are now few and far between, with more airlines starting more direct point-to-point routes and the industry as a whole making a paradigm shift towards point-to-point travel. The markets for these VLAs have become small. The 747-8 is more efficient, but in a market where capacity matters the most, it's smaller and offers lower levels of comfort. It is, however, available in a freighter version, which is in demand, with the Dash 8F being one of the best freighters around, having lowest trip and per ton costs. Find out why by clicking the top right hand corner to check out an interesting freighter comparison. and the lack of demand for passenger versions can clearly be seen. Even after factoring in freighters, Boeing has only sold 137 of the new Dash 8 variants. With only 47 passenger aircraft, Airbus has managed to sell more A380s, selling 251 airplanes. Still, thanks to demand for the freighter version, Boeing is keeping 747 production lines open, while Airbus has had to shut down production for A380. So then, which is the beauty and which is the beast? Well, they are both beauties. With its high capacity and more range combined with lower cost per seat and the nicest cabin, the A380 is simply the better aircraft. Still, it is sad that the life of both these aircraft are now nearing an end, with airlines turning to smaller twin-engine aircraft that offer lower costs. And of the limited number of VLA airplanes left, most are likely to be A380s, which is also the better aircraft. But before we end, one can only say, all hail to the Queen of the Skies.